Another method that we have to find solutions of linear equations is through graphing. We can graph both lines and look for an intersection point. So I have a system already written on the board here, and our first task is let's graph. Well, we have a couple different ideas of how we can graph these equations. We can look for its slope-intercept form, or we also can look for its x and y intercepts. Both of these are set on up where I might be able to inspect and see what their y and xy intercepts are. So with this first line, 2x plus 3y equals 6. Its x-intercept and its y-intercept. Its x-intercept happens when y equals 0. So its x-intercept is 3. Its y-intercept occurs when x is 0, and its y-intercept is a 2. So I can graph that. And I have x-intercept of 3, 1, 2, 3, y-intercept of 2, and so there's the first line I have. The second line, we're going to graph the second line. 2x plus y equals negative 2. Find its x-intercept. And its y-intercept, its x-intercept happens when y is 0. So that would have to be a negative 1. Y-intercept occurs when x is 0. And I get a negative 2. So x-intercept of negative 1, y-intercept of negative 2. And now I was able to graph both lines. And so through the graphing method, I want to find out where both those lines intersect at. And it looks like they both intersect about here. And that's at 1, 2, 3, and up 1, 2, 3, 4. So this intersection point is at the point negative 3 and 4. And let's check that. Once we have it, let's check and put it in both equations and find out. So 2 times negative 3 plus 3 times 4, does that equal 6? Minus 6 plus 12 does equal 6. So I know that's a solution to the first line. If it's a solution to the second line, then I know it's a solution to the entire system. So 2x plus y equals minus 2. The x is a negative 3 plus the y, which is a 4, equals a negative 2. Minus 6 plus 4 equals minus 2. Minus 2 equals minus 2. That is correct. So I have found that this solution, negative 3 and 4, is a solution to this entire system, and I found it graphically. However, there's one problem that I often find with this particular method is that you have to be very precise in how you draw your graphs. Make sure they're straight. Make sure they're lined up correctly so you can see where this graph was at. For me, it was kind of hard to distinguish exactly where that one was at. Was it at a height of 3.5? Was it exactly 4? That's one of the difficulties with graphing or finding solutions by graphing. So they do help us find a general answer, but the answer you get, let's check it to make sure that is the correct answer when we choose to find a solution of linear equations through graphing.